I'm bored in a house and I'm in a house bored. Bored in a house and I'm in a house bored. Bored in a house and in a house bored and I'm bored in a house and in a house bored. Bored in a house and in a house bored. Bored in a house and in a house. I forgot.
Hey guys, so we decided to shoot this video in between our regular videos because as everyone else in the world we are you know, struggling with the current crisis for the coronavirus, thank you.
We are quarantined in our house just like I hope everybody else, and you know, this situation has affected a lot of people in different ways. You know, some businesses are going out, some people are losing their jobs, some people are getting sick or like losing somebody they love in different ways.
Yeah.
For us, it was a bit different.
As you might know, we we're getting married on the 6th of June this year, 2020, and we have decided that we are going to postpone due to the corona crisis.
With a very heavy heart. Obviously we thought that the safety of our family and friends come first, and the reasons we thought we are going to postpone are several. The first one was that we live in the Netherlands and the Dutch government has cancelled all events up to June 1st, and our wedding is on June 6th, which we thought was very risky and too close to the date. And the likelihood of everything, you know, being up and running by that time is very, very low. But even if that does happen, we thought a lot of our families and friends can't travel because of travel restrictions in their own countries. And since most of our guests are international and coming from abroad, it might be difficult for them to be able to make it, even if we were allowed to have a wedding. And we didn't want to do that.
No. We didn't want to take that risk that we couldn't have family members or like, you know, people we really want to be there.
Like parents and maids of honor and groomsmen.
Yeah, so that's why we decided that regardless if we could have the wedding on the 6th of June, we decided that we won't want to because of the big risk of people who won't be able to make it. Yeah. And then also, what does that entail, right? Like, even if we would have done it, like, does that mean that people can't touch or kiss or hug, you know? Like, what kind of wedding is that? So yeah. All these elements were a big part of why we decided to postpone.
So we know that probably a lot of people are in the same boat. I have a couple of friends that had to cancel their weddings or postpone their weddings, and a couple who are just waiting to see what happens. And there are probably a lot of people out there who are still in this situation. I think one of the main reasons, or the biggest reasons or fears actually, or concerns that we had is that, is it going to be more work to postpone it, and is it going to cost us more to postpone or not? We really wanted to have a year break after our wedding. So we really had to think again of what does that mean, what does it look, and what can we do about it. So what we did is we reversed. We decided we're going to postpone until next year in April, which gives us a lot of time to just have a break now instead and just chill and then have the wedding later. So what does that entail? And since I'm the wedding planner, well, I do have a wedding planner, shout out, but since I've organized a lot of the logistics, I had to dive in again and figure out what needs to be done. And what needed to be done was a lot of contacting of our vendors and asking them if they're available on the date that we want to postpone to. And luckily for us, they were all available, so I didn't have to find new vendors or a new location. So that was very helpful.
It was also a reason why we decided to make this decision early on, is because we thought like the longer we wait, the more dates are going to get picked, and then the harder it is to
keep the vendors. Because a lot of people are postponing, so you know, we thought we'll be one of the first, since we were sure that we can't have it. And you know, we had to contact the municipality, for example, where we're gonna get married, to change the date, and like there's a lot of official paperwork. Reschedule some appointments, like a photo shoot that we had, or my dress fitting. So it's a lot of emails, and what is really important is that none of our vendors were charging us anything because we're postponing. So if you're out there trying to cancel your wedding, you might have to pay some fees. Do check the terms and conditions of all of your vendors before you decide whether you want to cancel or postpone. Some vendors are okay with you postponing even if you don't have a specific date yet, but just you can say that I want to postpone and I'll get back to you with the date. So if that costs you less, maybe do that. We also had a wedding insurance, which we recommend to everybody. If you don't have a wedding insurance, buy one, because actually Josh, when we first wanted to buy it, he was not in a rush to buy the wedding insurance because he said it doesn't matter. And now we are really, really happy that we bought it a bit earlier because of the pandemic, and the insurance does cover that. There are some details, of course, but do buy a wedding insurance. It is worth it.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
Yeah, because you would never think that something like a pandemic is something you would want. Yeah. You need to insure yourself for, but
it happened.
It happens.
And, we're really happy about that.
We're in that now.
If you do cancel, or for example, you do postpone, and your vendor's not available on your new date, they might want to keep the deposit. And if you have insurance, you get covered for that. So just make sure that you do that. So these are some of the logistics about how we postponed our wedding, and now everything is in order, of course.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that it was an easy decision to make. We still felt it was a heavy decision, even though the right decision. It was still a bit disappointing.
Of course, it's very disappointing. I mean, you're working towards this day, and it's only a couple of months away, and then suddenly, you have to postpone until almost a year later. So that was a huge disappointment. You want to celebrate that day with everyone. You're
looking forward to see a lot of people, especially for us, a lot of people that we don't really see. They're coming from abroad, as we've mentioned. So it was like a big reunion, and it was going to be a summer wedding, and
yeah, absolutely. So that was it's a huge disappointment, but everyone's super supportive, and everyone's saying we'll just there's more anticipation, so it'll be even better party.
Looking forward to it for next year.
Yeah, no one cancelled on us, so that's good.
For us, it was also from the beginning when we talked, we knew we didn't want to cancel. We just wanted to postpone. So that was a relief, especially for me, because I did spend 1.5 years planning the wedding, and I didn't want it all to go to waste. And luckily we picked a time of the year, even though it's April, but that our wedding theme and concept can still happen in April, and I don't have to change the concept and everything. But we are excited now that we have more time to practice our first dance,
which is very important, because I'm not a good dancer.
No, and I can choreograph a bit more.
Exactly.
So this is how we feel about it, but it is the right decision. So it's a bittersweet, I think.
It's decision. For sure, and there's also some relief now that we've decided to go ahead with the new date.
We're not in limbo and on hold. We just decided, and we can now let it go.
Exactly.
We do secretly hope that on the 6th of June, which is our original wedding date, that it rains.
It will rain, honey. It will rain.
It will rain.
It will rain.
The sky will cry.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something to take into consideration.
So when we changed the date of our wedding,
we thought we'd have a little fun. It's a sad moment, but it's better to make
it a light and funny moment. So what we did is, instead of a save the date, we did a change the date and did a whole new digital invitation with a funny picture of us and resent it to all of our guests.
Yeah.
So if you're planning on postponing or changing the date, you can do something like that. While we're quarantining and you are quarantining, we do want to remind everybody that social distancing is very important. Even if you're healthy and you think you are symptom-free, you might not feel it. So please protect yourselves and your loved ones, and also your society or community that you live in, by staying indoors as much as possible. But also support your local businesses.
Yes, very important. Local businesses are the ones that will suffer the most, like change won't. So make sure that where you can, buy from local businesses, get food delivered or something if you don't want to cook.
Your flower shops. Your local bakeries for cakes. If it's somebody's birthday, send them a cake or order a cake. That's what we did for Josh's aunt. We delivered a cake to her because it was her birthday. And it's also a nice gesture. Like now, also remember the people in your family that are living alone or quarantined alone. Online shopping is very easy. There's a lot of discounts, but you can also send flowers and cakes from your local bakeries to your loved ones that are just being alone at home.
And also, you know, like if you have loved ones alone at home, make sure that you, you know, call them or find other ways to communicate with them, you know, like especially now.
This is the time to build relationships and stay in touch.
Yeah,
so definitely support your local businesses wherever you are. They'll appreciate it. We're in this together, and everybody's struggling in a different way, so let's do the little things that we can to help each other. That being said, do not buy toilet paper, don't hoard, panic shopping.
Well, buy some toilet paper if you need it. I mean,
well, some toilet paper, of course, but panic shopping is not the answer.
It's not. It's really not.
Hope you're doing well and you're staying safe and healthy.
Yes.
And you will hear from us soon with a new episode.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Always important.
And you can send us an email on this email.
Yes.
And if you have questions about, for example, postponing your wedding, or you're relating, or you want more tips, or have more, you're wondering, also contact us or comment. Follow us on Instagram.
For sure.
And share the video.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.